how a bricks and mortar retailer or somebody that started out as a bricks and mortar retailer evolves to succeed in the world as it stands today. And what I mean by that is that primarily the rules of the game have changed for the exact reasons that Frank just went through in terms of how consumers now go through a buying journey. And I will use his Saks example as what I would consider to be the exception rather than the rule, in the sense that there really isn't a lot of window shopping in retail anymore.
You know Frank very well, do you?
Most people now do their window shopping online, right?
I agree.
So part of what has happened is in retail, in my opinion, and we haven't evolved in this direction yet enough to recognize, we still look at everything in terms of traffic, right? When you talk about physical stores traffic, what's your traffic like? What are your comps like? Your traffic comps like? That is probably no longer a correct measurement, because the browsing part of the equation is now gone. So really what you should be looking at, or what you should be thinking about, is if the world is working correctly, a higher percentage of the people who walk into your store should now be converting, right? And if they're not converting, then something is probably wrong, because if you kind of take into your head that 75 or 80% are doing their research online and coming in with an intent to buy, if they don't buy, something probably went wrong in the store. You didn't have the size, you didn't have the color, it wasn't, it didn't live up in store to what it looked like online. That, for anybody who's been in retail for a while, is a bit of a sea change, because I can tell you today that people still look at marketing that your job is to drive traffic. Drive traffic, drive traffic. That's not going to happen today. So it becomes a bit of a challenge in terms of how you turn the organizational point of view to giving marketing the credit for the success that they drive. Because I can tell you that, back to the whole thing about turning the infrastructure on its head, the traditional point of view within a company is that marketing drives them to the store. If they come to the store and convert, it's because of the quality of the merchandise that's in there. So when you're ineffective and you cannot use that measure anymore of driving more traffic, and look how great marketing is because we continue to drive more traffic in the store, that doesn't happen today. People come in and buy, marketing sort of gets pushed aside, and it becomes, look how great the merchandise was. Everybody who walked in converted, our conversion rate went up by this %. That's one of the biggest problems that I see, is that when you have bricks and mortar stores, and I can basically say that this happens a lot in the industry that I'm in, sporting goods, because people will research. Let's just talk baseball, for example. You'll look at a glove, you'll look at bats online, you'll see all the options that are out there. But when you go to buy your glove, there's a lot of people who still want to, just one last time, I want to feel it, and I want to make sure that it's what I want before I hit it. I've gone through a process of taking them through that journey online, because you've targeted them, you've shown it to them, you've associated yourself with them through all the phases. There is no way today when they walk in the store, nobody ever knows that we took them through that journey. Like the channels don't connect, because you can't prove that person who walked into the store, you introduced the concept to them online.
Yeah.
So I think that's one big thing to put on the table, is that how do you connect the dots so that you can get to a level of attribution in the store that ties back to how you have to market today. A lot of people today, everything has always been in the past, oh, you have a coupon, you come into the store, here's my direct mail piece, look at that, marketing sent this to me, this many people came in and converted it. It doesn't work that way.